What's up, guys? Tony here from Tony's Toolbox. Halfway through a project. As usual, I forgot to record it. So we'll pick up in the middle. I'm doing a trans mount. What's happening is taking off in first gear. The entire drivetrain shaking. And after a little bit of research, I found out that it's probably the trans mount. So all I've done so far is you got to support the drivetrain because this pan actually holds it up, and take out the 6 screws. And I dropped the pan already. So this is where I'm at. I do have the new trans mount. So that's where we are so far. It's just the 6 screws on the outside, three per side that hook up to the frame. And then there's 4 that come through there. And you have to get it from the underside, obviously. And those I just got done taking out. So, now let me crawl underneath and show you what we're looking at. I think there's a few more bolts that hold it in. We dropped the old one out, plopped the new one in, and put it all back together. So, let me find a good position. I'll go in on the other side of the car because I got too much crap in the way over here. As you can see, I totally forgot to record it too. I actually ended up lifted the Jeep a little bit to get some bigger rubber out there. I forgot. Sorry. It happens, man. I end up only recording like 10% of what I do because I always think about it too late. So, sorry about this. So here we go. This is the old one. Wow, that is really poor visibility. Right here, I'll give you a better picture when it's out of the vehicle, but as you can see, it shouldn't be doing this much. The rubber and stuff is eating out, and this is what's causing so much movement from a dead stop that everything shakes. So if you have that problem coming out of first gear, mine's a manual trans. I don't know if it'd probably do the same thing in automatic. The reason it goes away in the higher gears is you already have the propulsion going, so you should only notice it from a standstill to when you initially start accelerating. So I think it's just these 4. There's 2 here and 2 here, and this whole thing should come out, and we'll pop the new one out. I'll resume after I pop this thing out, and we'll take a look at how bad this one is compared to the new one, and also let you get a little bit of better visual because the lighting, it's a little bit better. It's this should be pretty firm in there, so that's what's causing all the movement. It's just this rubber deteriorates, especially in the rust belt like I am, you know, years and years and years, that polyurethane or whatever it's made out of starts to decompose and decay and get smaller and shrink and whatnot. So, alright guys, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so here we go. So this is the old mount. It's got a lot of play in it. I mean, you'll see the rigidity of the new one compared to this. I mean, this shouldn't be happening. So, let's take out the new one. I'm not partial to AutoZone, but they're the only ones that have it in stock, and it's just a fucking mount, so I don't think it'll hurt anything. Usually I prefer Napa, if anyone's wondering. I tend to think their staff's a little bit more knowledgeable, and a lot of times all the parts come from the same factories anyway, they're just rebranded. But when that's not the case, I tend to think the Napa stuff's a little bit better quality. So, as you can see, this one, it's very close to stock. I didn't get a performance one or anything. They're only like, I think this thing was like 22 bucks or something. And as you can see, it's very sturdy and rigid again. So that's going to eliminate all the problems that we have. I hope all the hardware works. I did break one fastener, or I rounded one off, taking the old ones off. Everything's rusty and shit, so I'm going to have to find a new one, but it looks like it's a pretty common size. I should be able to find a cap that'll hold it in. So now this just goes back in that place. Hook up the 4 screws we just took off that hold it in, which should be these 2 and these 2, and then put the plate back on, because obviously this is all going to be upside down this way. Put the plate back on, hold these 4, put the other 6 back on, and we're good to go, and hopefully that shaking is gone. So let me at least get it partially mounted so I can kind of show you guys the step-by-step from here on out. Alright, and it wouldn't be a day out in the garage working on the rusty piece of shit Jeep if something didn't break. So the trans mount sits right here. Excuse me. It sits right here. And as I was tightening, this bolt broke. So I had to grind it out, push it through, and now I got to use a new bolt. So it's an easy fix if it does happen. It just takes an extra 20 minutes because now you got to disconnect these 4, which is just the mounting plate, and then there's like this little rubber bushing that slides over to hold it all up, right? It's kind of by the exhaust, so just in case that happens, panic free. You just, you know, put your head down and shake it a little bit, and you lost 20 minutes. So I already grinded it down, pushed it through. It broke like right level with the like perfectly square, so kind of sucked, but whatever, it's out now. Finding a new, adequate, strong bolt to replace it with. You probably should go get the real one, but it's Sunday, Jeep's closed, and I'm not going to put something temporary and then come back to it later, because this is under a lot of crap, so I'm just going to put a really strong bolt and let that be the end of it. So, there you go. This is what happens if something breaks. It's okay. We'll move on. Alrighty, here we go. New one's in. As you can see, there's no movement now. It's the way it's supposed to be. The part it hangs on is right here. Let me see if I can get that in better. That's the part that I was talking about. It's this bar that like kind of comes off by the exhaust. This entire plate. Alright, so that's the 4 I had to take out for the broken one. These are the 4 right here. Zoom out. Alright, so it's these 4. These 2 and these 2. And then this whole plate comes out in the event you broke one of these 4 off. I was thinking about just replacing them all, but the other 3 are fine, so I only replaced the 1. It's nice, thick, high grade, so I'm fine. Things in there. So now comes the bitch of the entire process. You gotta line this guy up perfectly underneath. First you want to attach the 4 that are gonna come here to kind of hang it, and then it'll hold it under its own power off the new trans bracket and everything. Then you mount, and then line these 6 holes up and put them all back. Mine's an even bigger bitch now with the driveline relocation brackets, which have this drop kit from the lift, so it's even bigger pain in the ass. This I have to do off camera. I suggest doing it the way I did it, where you jack it up a smidge and get a jack stand under there to hold the drivetrain, so you can use the jack. Because I see a lot of people just hold the drivetrain up with the jack, and now you're stuck doing this by hand. But you can use the jack to lift slowly and kind of center everything where it needs to be, and it'll hold it for you while you get 1 or 2 of the bolts started. So you'll be good to go that way. Alrighty, I guess I'll just show you guys the final product in a minute here. And that's the final product. Everything's put back together. Hopefully this gets rid of my little shaky shake. Unfortunately, I'm not going to try to hold the cell phone with one hand and drive manual with the other. So, I'll let you guys know in the next video if it worked out. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody out there. See you guys later.